So this is a quick video around tabs and what they are in Teams. So here I am in my X1050 launch team. This is a project team that we've set up. So we've got our various channels here for all the various parts of the project that we want to talk about and store files around, etc., etc. Now, a lot of people don't really go beyond the three standard tabs that you have within Teams. So you've got your post section, which is for all of your chat. You've got the file section for all of your files, and then you've got the wiki. A lot of businesses don't necessarily use the wiki tab, but it can be a pretty useful one. We often recommend that businesses use it for things like FAQs, guidebooks, quick tips, that sort of thing. So for example, if this was a finance team, we might have sections in our wiki to discuss things like how we process an invoice or how we run payroll or whatever it may be. So it can be a pretty useful one. But these are kind of the three, and a lot of the time when we look at people's teams, they don't really go beyond this. But actually, by utilizing tabs more fundamentally, it can bring some advantages. Apart from anything else, it can just make life a little bit easier and do things a little bit quicker. So we've got multiple extra tabs within this particular channel, this general channel of the X1050 launch team. We've got a meeting notes tab. So this is created automatically when we select take meeting notes in a meeting. And this will save all of the meeting notes for every meeting in which we take notes so that the team can access them easily moving forward. We've also tabbed up a couple of shortcuts to Excel spreadsheets. So if I click on this project data spreadsheet, for example, it's going to bring up that particular spreadsheet. So that if my team uses a spreadsheet a lot, it's much easier for us to set up a tab that shortcuts straight to it, because then we can go into it and we can change these numbers on the fly. Because this is the live spreadsheet, it's not just a picture of it or a link to it that's uneditable. It's the proper spreadsheet, so we can go into that and change it. So much easier for me to access. Another tab that we've set up is a Planner tab. So Planner is an app that's built into Office 365 that allows for fairly straightforward task management. So here we've got our tasks. It's separated into separate sections. These are called buckets, and we can add and assign tasks to anyone within the business. This isn't a Planner training video, so I'm not going to run through what Planner can do. We'll save that for another time. But the point is, by creating a tab here, I can access my plan for this team directly in the team. And as well as that, when I create this plan, if I do it within Teams, then it will automatically add everyone in this team straight into the plan. If I want to add additional tabs to any particular channel, I can do. And these tabs are specific to the channel that they're created in. So if I click this little plus sign here, I have lots of options for other tabs that I can create. So I've got kind of like the default ones, which are kind of predominantly Microsoft focused. So there's our Excel, which will shortcut to an Excel file. Got Word and PowerPoint, which will do exactly the same thing. Lots of other tabs on offer. OneNote is a particularly popular one. So if you create a OneNote tab, it's going to create for me a notebook that's specific to this particular team that the whole team can access. There's the Planner tab that I discussed earlier. Another really popular one can be website. So this could just link to our standard website. So maybe this is a team focused on a particular customer. So maybe I want to link to their particular website. But as well as that, if I use any sort of cloud application, then I could link to that cloud application if it's a website through this tab. And then when any particular person clicks on that tab, it will log them into their account because it's looking at their team's account to get them into it. Now, you might not necessarily need to do that if your product is already supported in this More tab section. As you can see, Microsoft don't just support Microsoft products. You can now access a whole range of other products from within Teams itself. So for example, a popular one might be something like Trello. So if as a business we use Trello to manage our projects, then we can now link to Trello directly within Teams. And this is kind of one of the fundamental things that Teams is looking to push quite heavily, is the ability to do everything in Teams. So rather than it being multiple windows opening all the time and flicking between them and losing sort of strands of thought and all the rest of it, as a result of that, if we can do everything in one place, that makes life easier. And that's what we're kind of seeing with Teams, and certainly what we're seeing with this tab section.